Hello! What's up, Tweenerheads? Welcome back to another Tweenerhead tennis video. And if you are new to the family, hey, how's it going? My name's Phil, and I'm the original Tweenerhead. This is where we kind of talk about tennis in a casual, informal way. So if you are new to the channel, if you want to learn more about tennis, just follow along in our journey here. Hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss any of the action. Now, today's going to be a little different, to say the least, I would say, because today I want to talk to you about the ATP. Now, I'm not here to make fun of the ATP. I'm not here to disagree with them. I'm here to learn, and I'm here to discuss something that has been on my mind for some time now, I would say. And there's two things that I want to talk about. One, the first part is the transition tour, something that everyone has been questioning for the last, 3 months. Because they came out with the rules last year, and now everyone's starting to understand what's going on, and everyone's starting to understand how difficult it is, I would say, to make their way onto the pro circuit. Now, these are some things that I've learned. So, Jared Hiltzig, a tennis player, put out a tweet that said, out of all these people in a futures tournament, only 2 people will receive ATP points. One would be the winner, the other person would be the finalist. Do you know how many points the final person who wins the tournament gets? 3. Do you know how many points the person gets for being in the final? 1. 4 total points. 4 total points. You're telling me 4 total points for playing the entire tournament. Only 2 people. How does that make sense to you? How does that make sense to someone if you're trying to make it on the pro tour and you're trying to understand what's going, you're trying to make it onto the ATP level and you're trying to break into that top 100 spot? Because let's be real here, everyone in the top 100 is basically going to make enough money to make a living on the tour. If you're in the top 1,000, you're not really going to be making that much money at all unless you have some help or some financial backing, I would say. I mean, even Tony Nadal, Rafa Nadal's uncle, has said and come out that the new transition tour rules only benefit people that have enough money to play on tour. The only people that have enough money to travel without worrying about where their next meal is going to come from, how much money they're spending, where they have to stay in a hotel.
What should be the objective of the International Tennis Federation? In my opinion, is to promote our sport and to make it available to all the players. The new rules adopted discourage the players. Who can play by these new rules? Only the rich people, the young rich people, the people who can follow your circuit. Is that correct? I don't think so. What happened with the people who has not too much money? What happened with the people who decide to study and that they want to try to be professional in the future? They can't. Then, in my opinion, you have to change these rules. And I want to say to you, please, make the things easy for everybody.
Which doesn't make sense to me, because if he's coming out and saying that the transition tour is not benefiting anyone but the rich, there has to be something wrong, right? I'm just going to read you some things that I found out about last year to this year. In 2018, the winner of a ITF tournament would receive 25 points for winning that tournament. Now, you only receive 3. Excuse me? So they cut the amount of players on the tour, which kind of filters out a problem that the ITF and the ATP is having with betting, because they'll get rid of the people that are not taking tennis are trying to benefit from betting and throwing games and to make more money through illegal action. I can't even put that in quotes. Illegal action, period. Which is the pro, but the con is it's hindering the ability for people to make it onto the pro tour and to fulfill their dreams of becoming a professional tennis player. That's the hardest part about it. And a lot of people have been criticizing who's actually going to make enough money to sustain their lifestyle and sustain the travel and endure this kind of stuff. Because there's absolutely no way that someone trying to become pro without having enough financial backing, like Tony Nadal said, there's no way you can be able to do something like this. So there's also been an issue with some of these future tournaments, especially with ones that don't follow the ITF rules, right? There was a tweet from an account on Twitter that I found, and it said the tournament director of an Argentinian futures didn't want to extend the qualifying draw to 32 because the pre-qualifying allows them to charge $400 per participant. And here are the text messages and the messages between everyone clarifying and trying to understand what was actually going on with this tournament. And I kind of agree with him. It's becoming a Wild West element where tournaments aren't going to follow the ITF rules because they can make more money. What's going on? Please explain to me how this is happening. Can someone talk to me about this? Because I would love to know what the heck is going on. So, anyone from the ITF and ATP, you know where to find me. I think the second thing, and the thing that's been affecting me the most lately as a blogger, media guy for tennis, is the exclusive rights that the ATP has to any video or highlight Tennis TV ATP World Tour posts, because there's a little issue we have with that. So, I'm going to be very honest. I've had previous accounts for Tweenerhead that you may or may not have followed, where I've had a couple thousand followers, and each time I posted a video or a repost and I gave credit to the ATP or Tennis TV, each one was claimed by whoever runs the account or whoever owns the highlight, created, whatever, by the ATP media. And every time it was taken down, I was notified in an email by Instagram to, like, you were in violations of the terms of copyright, and I understood, but I was giving Tennis TV and ATP credit for posting and I always give credit. I always say where I got the video from, and I try to give rights to whoever made the original video of what was going on. I try to be as open about where I got the content from as well. On my second account, I remember I was reposting Tennis TV and ATP media content, and I was trying to I was giving them credit. I was saying I got this video from here. It even had the little repost at the bottom saying, like, this is where the video's from, this is who it's by, but it was still getting taken down, and I'm not entirely sure why, even though I was telling people where it was coming from. And it's starting to happen more on Twitter now, where some accounts like Double Fault 28 and other accounts that make GIFs about other players, where they get like their footage from Tennis TV and stuff like that, and it's getting taken down and copyright claimed by whoever owns Tennis TV and ATP media. And I'm not frustrated. That's a lie. I'm very frustrated by this, and I don't want to get mad, and I don't want to get. In my case, how are you supposed to grow a sport like tennis into for the world, in the United States especially, where it's saturated with NBA, NFL, NHL, like all these other sports, and we can't post a highlight to show what's going on in the rest of the world, or like tournaments that aren't in the US? How are we supposed to show coverage of that if we can't even share or repost some of this content that you're producing? Because I know a lot of tennis fans and people that love to watch old video and content from the tennis world. How are we supposed to show that highlight if everything we're posting is getting taken down? How are we supposed to grow the sport of tennis if we're not supposed to post about it? That's what doesn't make sense to me. How are we supposed to create this, and how are we supposed to grow the sport? It's very hard to get people interested if we can't show great shots or great highlights or what's going on the tour. It's sad because it's not allowing anyone to see these highlights. In the NBA, you have people showing highlights of great dunks, old dunk contests, old footage of players in the 80s, Jordan era, like showing all this cool content and getting people excited about like the revolution of the sport in the NBA and the NFL. But if we can't post tennis shots or old players and seeing the comparison, unless going directly to the Wimbledon site, the US Open site, Roland Garros, if we can't get that content and share it, How are we supposed to show how fun the sport can be and how it's revolutionizing and how it's growing every day? How are we supposed to show that if we can't even access and share these videos and show them where we're getting it? I feel like if the ATP or Tennis TV is watching, please contact me. Please let me know like what's going on, like how we can work together maybe in growing the sport or allowing people to share these posts so that way we can continue to grow the sport and show how fun tennis is and show how real the sport can get and how we can grow the sport in the United States and more around the world. So please, if you're watching this from Tennis TV or ATP Media, please let me know. I would love to talk to you guys about that. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a big thumbs up on this video. Let me know what you guys think about this kind of topic, and make sure you're subscribed to Tweener Tennis as well. If you want to check us out on all our social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, make sure you check out all those. And if you want to check us out and more behind the scenes content, go to tweenerheadtennis.com for articles and cool merchandise. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope all of you are well. Thanks, guys.